Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It is Tuesday. We've got a wonderful Thunder Dragon deck that was submitted to us. And so, without any real further ado, let's get you this advanced list Thunder Dragon deck. 40 card main, 15 in the extra. Let's get this started, right? So, first and foremost, you got to be playing 3 copies of the OG Thunder Dragon. You are able to discard these during the main phase to add up to 2 other Thunder Dragon from the deck to the hand. Again, they search out each other. It's important for other effects. You guys love these. Next up, you are going to be playing 3 copies of Thunder Dark. Now, again, Thunder Dark is like, I think a lot of these are going to be like 5 stars or higher star levels. The quick effect here is you can discard this to add 1 Thunder Dark from the deck to the hand. If this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Thunder Dragon card from the deck to the hand except same name. You can only use 1 of the effects of this card per turn and only once that turn. And that is going to be a motif in this deck. They get a banish effect or they get a field to grave effect. And additionally, they will only do 1 of their effects or the other that turn. So it does require some some actual practice to get this deck going. Just like some basic reading, I guess. We're gonna play 1 copy of Duo. Duo is probably one of my favorites. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from the hand by banishing a light in the dark from the graveyard. So it's very chaos themed. Once per turn, if a monster's effect is activated in the hand, this card gains 300 attack until the end of the turn. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can choose to banish 1 card from the graveyard to add 1 Thunder monster from your deck to your hand. And once per turn during your opponent's end phase, you can target 1 of your banished cards and place it on either the top or the bottom of your deck. Basically, every time you banish stuff, this is going to just start refilling the deck. You could stack your deck if you enjoy to. Plus, since we do have a lot of effects going off in the hand, like Thunder Dragon and the Thunder Dark, you're going to be able to get those effects to give this guy extra power too. Now, let me reread that one time for the one time, because I do not think it said, no, it did say till end of turn. So again, that 300 is just for till the end of the turn, but it still takes him from 28 to 3100. So he's still beating up cards like basic Blue Eyes. Which is good, because I think with all the Primite stuff and the Blue Eyes deck on the horizon, I think we're going to see a lot of vanilla Blue Eyes White Dragon out there soon. Next card we're going to use, we're going to grab 3 copies of Thunder Hawk, or Dragon Hawk. Again, really cool. You can discard this card, special summon 1 of your Thunder Dragons monsters that is either banished or in the graveyard with a different name. If this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can choose to shuffle any number of cards from your hand into the deck, then draw the same number of cards. So kind of like Hammer Shot. Was it Hammer Shot? No. It wasn't Reload either. I forget. You can only use 1 of these effects per turn and only once that turn. So again, this will allow us to basically correct the hand through the odds. And since we're shuffling, anything that goes back for the Thunder Duo, he's also, like, if you threw to the bottom, has a chance of being repulled now. We're going to be using 1 copy of the Thunder Dragon Lord. I think this guy came out in Eternity Code. Looks awesome. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from the hand by banishing 1 level 8 or lower Thunder monster from your hand or face up on the field. During the turn, a Thunder monster's effect was activated in the hand. Once per opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish 2 cards from your own graveyard, including a Thunder monster, and then target 1 Thunder monster you control. The opponent cannot target it with card effects this turn. Once per turn during your end phase, you can send 1 Thunder Dragon from your deck to the graveyard. So again, he's like a really good card. He's very situational, and he's a great one-of. And obviously, like, anything in his deck is fair game for his summoning. We are going to be playing 2 copies of Dragon Matrix, which is basically the egg, the little baby one. This has the quick effect. You could discard this card, target 1 Thunder monster that you control, gains 500 attack. If this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Thunder Dragon Matrix from the deck to the hand. You can only use one of these effects per turn and only once that turn. Again, 1 star with a staggering 2k defense. It's not bad in situations where you have to set it and forget it. It is just a good optional drop from the hand for a quick power surge. So there's that. And the last of the Thunder Dragons we're going to use 3 copies of Roar. Again, this is probably one of my favorite ones as far as like the aesthetics and the looks go. Looks very much like a Kieran or something. You can discard this card, add to your hand one of your Thunder Dragon cards that is banished or in the graveyard with a different name. If this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Thunder Dragon from the deck in defense, but return it to the hand during the end phase. Again, super effect there. You can only use one of those effects per turn and only once that turn. So again, very good card. As far as support cards, we are going to run 3 copies of the Battery Man Solar. Battery Man Solar is probably really good, just like in general for Thunder decks, but like good here too. If this is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 Thunder Monster from your deck to the graveyard. If a Thunder Monsters is normal or special summoned while this is on the field, special summon 1 Battery Man token, which is a 1-star 0/0 Light Thunder. You can target 1 Battery Man effect monster you control on your side. 1 monster you control or in your graveyard. This card's name becomes that monster's until the end phase. You can only use each effect once per turn. Again, as far as link summoning and everything, we're just going to go ahead and populate a bunch of tokens. We're going to be able to climb up that way. If you feel the need to tribute into some of the other monsters too, that is also a possibility here. We're going to be taking one copy of the Chaos Dragon Levianeer for this. This is very banish cards to play. Can only be played from the hand. Must be any combination of 3 light and or dark monsters, gaining an effect based on how much of what you removed. So if you only banished light, you get the ability to special summon a monster from your graveyard in defense, which is great for this deck. If you did only dark, you get to shuffle 1 random card from your opponent's hand back into their deck. So again, maybe they've only got the 1 card. We're going to go ahead and take away the options. If you did a mix, you get to destroy up to 2 cards on the field. And you can only use this effect once per turn. So again, if you were able to like bounce it, spin it, and then go ahead and replay it, it would not matter because you can only get that effect once per turn. We're also going to play Wyverburster. Again, 1 because I'm pretty sure we're limited to 1. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by banishing dark from grave. Again, half the Thunder Dragons are light, half the Thunder Dragons are dark. It's all good. You can only special summon this once per turn this way. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Collapse Serpent from your deck to your hand. Collapse Serpent does all the same stuff. He is the dark variant. This one is 17 by 18, so this one's going to be 18 by 17. It's very yin-yang. This one must be played by banishing light, and if this one goes from field to grave, you grab Wyverburster. Again, this is for link climbing, and it's just good plays. Into some more support, we got some hand traps. We're going to be running 3 Ash and 3 Effect Veilers, just because like they're the best at what they do. There's not a deck these 2 don't work against. Ash stops deck interactions. Effect Veiler is going to stop monster effects. It's going to be good. The majority of this deck is monsters, and I think that's just like standard every time you play Thunder Dragons. And it's been a couple years since I've played them. So again, goofy little deck, fun stuff. Moving on to spells though. 3 Lures of Darkness. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. We do want to go ahead and banish the dark. When we do banish the dark cards, we're going to get those effects. So we're going to get to do a draw 2 plus resolve effect, which is just sick in this deck as well. We are going to use the 1 Called by the Grave because it is going to allow us to try to play through our opponent a little bit. We teched in a copy of Chaos Space. So the way this works, because again, got to have another paragraph. Send 1 light or dark from hand to grave. Add 1 light or dark that cannot be normal summoned or set from deck to hand with a level from 4 to 8. And a different attribute than that monster. So, if we send light, we have to grab dark. If we send dark, we got to grab light. This allows us to summon out these guys. The Thunder Dragon Duo. And I think the Over Dragon, whatever his name was, is it just a Dragon Lord? Dragon Lord. And so again, just lets us go ahead and pick and choose which ones we want, which is good. Additionally, you can banish this from the graveyard to target one of your banished light or dark monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set. Place that monster at the bottom of the deck. Draw one card. You can only use each effect once per turn. A good use of this is with the Wyver Burster and the Collapse Serpent. When one goes, you put it in the graveyard, you banish the other one to play it. You can put that one back into the deck by doing this after searching for somebody else, and you can continue the play just a little bit. So that's good. We do rock the single gold Sarko. You do banish a card from your deck face up. During your second standby phase after activation, you get to add that card back to your hand. This does count as banishing one of your Thunder Dragons. Now, I think the reason face up matters here is in order for the effect to resolve, the card has to have a name. And when you banish them face down, since the opponent doesn't get to see the names, I don't think they get to resolve their effects. If I'm right, cool, let me know in the comments. If I'm wrong, tell me why I'm wrong nicely and explain the interaction for everybody. And we'll pick you for maybe a future giveaway. Just help out the community on this one. Help me with my mind, because I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Simple. But again, it is going to allow us to resolve the card, suspend the card for a couple of turns, and then we're going to go ahead and grab the card back. We'll be able to resolve it again. Single copy instant fusion. Again, since this deck loves Thunder and we want to play bodies, and sometimes you do need to tribute into stuff, we are going to be running a Kaminari attack in this deck since he is a Thunder. This is just going to help us get into playing the Kaminari attack. We got 2 of the Thunder Dragon Fusion, which again makes sense because all the Thunder Dragons are back. Nobody's on the list right now that, to my knowledge. So 2 copies of this. You get to fusion summon 1 Thunder Fusion monster from the extra deck by shuffling the materials listed on it back into the deck from among cards on your side of the field, grave, and face-up banish pile. During the main phase, except the turn this is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this in your graveyard to add 1 Thunder monster from your deck to the hand. Each effect is a once per turn. 2, just this way you can resolve it and you can still kind of juggle the effect to go into other cards. And then last up, the best hand trap in the game, probably 3 copies of Impermanence, because sometimes you just got to go ahead and null out a back row card while you're stunning something. So again, main deck is 40 cards. This is probably just a good guideline too. I do think that if you have the buy stills, you could probably change this up a little bit and maybe do something a little more aggressive. But this is a great start. This is definitely a good budget-ish version. You guys do what you got to do. Go ahead and get the screen cap, pause with the notes, whatever, and I will clean up the table. We will go ahead. We'll get you guys the extra deck, and then you guys can go about having a wonderful day. So just one moment. All right, so getting into the extra deck, we're going to play 5 fusions, one of which is going to be the Kaminari attack. Again, if you guys do not have this, you guys can substitute this with whatever you guys want. You guys can play Thousand Eyes Restrict, suck up a monster, then go into the tribute if you were just using it for the tribute. It is fine. But it is what it is. I digress. Moving on, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Colossus, which is a copy of Thunder Dragon plus any other Thunder monster. Must either be fusion summoned or special summoned. During the turn, a Thunder monster's effect was activated in the hand by tributing a Thunder effect non-fusion monster. So non-Kaminari attack, I guess. Cards cannot be added from the main deck to the opponent's hand except by drawing them. So again, essentially this cuts out a lot of tutoring. If this card would be destroyed by by battle or card effect, you can banish 1 Thunder monster in the graveyard instead. So again, once you get to this guy, you're basically going to stay on this guy. Thunder Matrix with the potential 500 bonus pop-up. Again, with Blue Eyes just right around the corner, coming back in to show us who the OG master of the game is. This is probably going to help give it a little bit of longevity. And then, of course, you've got Titan. We're going to be playing Titan at 2. Titan is the 3 Thunder Dragon monsters, so it does not need OG T-Dragon. Just needs anybody within the archetype. Again, must either be fusioned or special summoned by banishing 1 Thunder monster from the hand and 1 Thunder monster you control. Thunder fusion monster you control except Titan, in which case you would not use the polymerization. This is another reason why Kaminari attacks in here. When a Thunder monster's effect is activated, in the hand, even during the damage step, so this does mean Matrix can do this, you can choose to destroy a card on the field. If this card would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish 2 cards from the graveyard instead. Again, this guy's got a little more power to him. It jumps from like the jumps from the 26 up to 32, gets the extra 600 points. Additionally, Thunder Matrix makes this even harder to take down. It'll go up to 37. But in order to stay alive with its semi-immortality, it don't need Thunder types anymore. It can use any cards in the graveyard and banish them, which also means that when you start banishing things, you could be accessing more Thunder Dragon effects. Straight out of that, we're going to go right into Xyz. Not Xyz, links. And so we got 10 links, and for the most part, none of these really need to be talked about because you guys understand why access code talker's in here. One, it's a little goofy, is something I added. This deck was given to me with 14 cards in the extra deck, so I just said let's add my Blackluster Soldier of Chaos to it. We're using one from the Maven set just to show off that, again, it was reprinted outside of the whatever it was, Battles of Legend, I think. And it does give you some good, powerful effects. Cross Sheep, especially with the fusion effect here, when you do fusion summon while this is on the field, special summon a level 4 lower monster in the graveyard. There are a few targets that will be good here for you. One other copy that we're going to be playing is going to be Dark, the Dark Charmer. So again, 2 monsters, including a Dark. It's always going to be considered familiar possessed, which is fine. Target a Dark in the graveyard, the opponent's graveyard, special summon it to a zone that this card points to. If this link summon card is destroyed by battle or is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while in its owner's monster zone, you can add 1 Dark monster with 1500 or less defense from the deck to the hand. Again, you got options. The big thing I like is that since this does take Dark, we were down to the Dark and the Light one. Dark is more widespread in our opponent's decks because it is one of the most common attributes to play in this game. And that's just as simple as it was. We are going to run a simple IP Masquerena. You guys get it. We're going to do a small little Nightmare package. We've got Cerberus, we've got Phoenix, and we've got Unicorn. Again, this all makes sense here. We are going to be playing a copy of Some Summer Summoner, aka Dude in Flip-Flops and a Snorkel on a Cloud. Requires 2 Thunder monsters once per opponent's turn. As a quick effect, you can discard 1 card, target a Thunder monster in the graveyard, except a link, special summon it to a zone this card points to. So again, let's go back all the way to a ruling from Light of Destruction, when the Lightsworn started to debut. This is basically Lumina. So we can discard a Thunder, and as long as there was already a Thunder in the discard, when it comes time to resurrect, we can resurrect whatever it is. So you guys can pull back the Dragon Hawks. You guys could play the Dragon Roars. You guys could play any of them. Any of the cards that can be played Thunder-wise can get to the field. This is also really good because it'll help you replay the fusions if your opponent has somehow overcome them already. And then last but not least, we are playing an SP Little Knight. Again, this is another great reason to be playing Dark. SP Little Knight is doing so much in the game right now. She is Dark. Even non-Dark decks are going to be playing her. And this is a good way to get like a second one off. So normally this is 2 effect monsters. If this is Link summoned using a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link as material, you can target a card on the field in either graveyard, banish it. Also, monsters cannot attack directly this turn. When your opponent activates a card or quick effect, you can target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including a monster you control. Banish both until the end phase. Use each of these effects once per turn. So you will get that last effect, even off of a resurrected one from the opponent's grave. And again, it's just a great little add-in. It's going to help you guys play well. So this is the Thunder Dragon deck. Let's see if we can get a morsel of focus since it seems to have gone out. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. Thank you to the Duelist for submitting this. They wished to remain anonymous. You guys have a wonderful day. And when we come back, Thursday and Friday, we will be doing some box openings. We will have Phil on the channel, the good old cards dealer, and we'll see what we get. Maybe we'll get some new evil heroes. We'll be able to make the evil hero deck. Maybe we'll get the last 2 cards we need to finish Primite. There's so many good things. New gladiators, tons of cool stuff. So till then, my friends, do the things, support the channel if you've been enjoying it. But more importantly, I want you guys to remember to take care of yourselves. That was part of our New Year's resolution, to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves and doing the best that we can for ourselves, okay? So go out, have a lovely day, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Later.